Hello, welcome back to another episode of Sokyu Has Learned Nothing Yet. It happened again. All right, let's just get into it. So starting out, I'm choosing to not use any of the starters for this run. I just realized while recording this, I didn't announce the title of the video. This is Pokemon Red, but every dragon type is move. That's close. So starting out, I'm choosing to not use any of the starters for this run, but will instead be picking up a Pikachu in Viridian Forest. My thinking is I'd rather not face Executor and Champion's team, so I'd need him to start with Bulbasaur, which has the highest special out of the starter lines. So we get Squirtle on the premise we'll replace it pretty early on. And this was the first major mistake of the run! If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, it's what we in the business like to call foreshadowing. Going back to the special stat, why am I focusing so much on it? Types in Gen 1 Pokemon fall under two categories, physical and special. Physical type moves like Vanilla Rock Throw or Tackle calculate damage based on attack and defense, whereas special type moves calculate damage based on the special stat and the special stat alone. Since every move is Dragon and it's a special type, the special stat is super important in this run. Anyways, I catch Pikachu, name it Dracozolt, and bench Dragon. Dracozolt is level 12 when we take on Brock, and no surprise, he's really easy. Geodude goes down super quick, spamming pointless defense curls and missing a tackle, and Onix we can just spam Thunder Wave to paralyze after Brock uses all his full heals. Not that we really needed to, and then it goes down easy enough. We beat Brock with the Pikachu and took no damage. Let's all collectively laugh at him. Moving into Mount Moon, I want to fight all the trainers in here except for the Clefairy because it's really annoying. I have a feeling Misty is going to be the first roadblock with her Starmie, and I really want Pikachu to be as high level as conveniently possible, so that means a lot of trainer battles. And here's where I make another mistake. I use an Ether here in Mount Moon. Now, that may seem okay right now, but believe me, it's what we in the business like to call foreshadowing. Getting out of Mount Moon, the trainers in Misty's gym are easy enough to beat, but I really don't think we can beat Misty right now. So let's not do that and instead fight Rival. Pidgeotto actually has the same base special as Pikachu, so that's fun, but it only gets off one sand attack, so at least we don't have to worry too much about that. Abra and Rattata both go down easy enough, and last up is Bulbasaur. We paralyze it just to give us a little bit of an edge, and luckily it is fully paralyzed a couple of turns, and we're able to outdamage it and get the win. That first try win bodes well for the rest of the run, right? Foreshadowing. No surprise, we take our slightly overleveled Pikachu and sweep right through the trainers to the north of Cerulean, and Bill is so impressed by our Fusroda that he gives us a free ticket to board the SS Anne. Moving on to Misty, let's just see how this goes. Her Starmie scares me, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. But her Staryu does not because it goes down in two, not even attacking Dracozolt. Starmie comes out and it's helped us in the past, so I go ahead and paralyze it. And Swift is doing next to nothing. And a crit Bubble Beam does about half, good to know. Starmie's other moves don't do as much though, and we do get it down to almost red health, but it ends up knocking us out. I could leave and go do SS Anne and then come back, but I mean, if I get lucky enough, I could beat Misty now? So let's rematch her. Staryu is once again a 2-hit thanks to that crit, and we again paralyze the Starmie turn 1, and as long as it doesn't go for Bubble Beam, we might have a shot. It's not going for Bubble Beam. It didn't use Bubble Beam. Let's go. We beat Misty super early. Okay, maybe not super early. We do have a level 27 Pokemon, but it's Pikachu. I mean, in vanilla, yeah, I guess Misty with a level 27 Pikachu wouldn't be unheard of, but let me just have this win. Misty was going to be the hardest fight in the beginning game. It's all downhill from here. The rest of the game is going to be super easy. You just had to go and do that. You just had to go and make me eat my words. I don't want to talk about it. Moving on to the SS Anne. I think it's been a while since we had a notable SS Anne rival fight. Let's see how this goes. Pidgeotto, how many times do I have to tell you? Sand attack, do not bother me. I only have 3 more Swift left, so it might start bothering me soon. But we got to Ivysaur at least. Maybe it could, be fully paralyzed. There we go. Okay, that was embarrassing. I win on the rematch though, just putting that out there. Moving on from the SS Sand to Lieutenant Serge, there's not much to say here. His Pikachu paralyzes Draco's ult before Raichu comes out, but for some reason, Raichu goes for 3 growls in a row, and then the next speed, I don't know, Lieutenant Serge is bad at the game or something. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. We get Thunderbolt from Lieutenant Serge, and I go ahead and teach it to Draco's ult because it's the best move it can learn, especially given my rule set, which I guess I need to briefly mention because I don't think I've talked about it in a while. Rule number 1. Every Pokemon is given a cool nickname. Rule number 2, no TMs or HMs in battle other than Gym Leader TMs. Rule number 3, no healing or items in battle. And rule number 4, trade evolutions evolve at level 50. All right, now that that's out of the way, we get back to Rock Tunnel, and unfortunately, I forgot to buy Repel, so the skip in front of the junior trainer that I haven't been able to replicate in like 3 videos is a bust again. But during that battle, Dracozolt levels up and learns its final move, Agility. Getting out of the Rock Tunnel, I make a beeline to Celadon, where I pick up the Eevee, name it Kingdra, and then we go get a few evolution stones, evolve Dracozolt into a Raichu, and Eevee, of course, into Vaporeon. And just like that, we have 2/3 of our final team already. What's the remaining 1/3 of our team, you ask? Don't worry, I will answer that in due time. Right after we beat Lavender Rival, which goes as planned this time, each of his Pokemon taking just a few hits from Kingdra and Dracozolt. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't want to fight these Chandlers. I was gonna fix the flame on Little Buddy's Sprite. Let me do that real quick. There we go. All right, back to the game. All right, so what are we doing after this? We need to go get Dratini, which, I mean, that'll be, I just go in there real quick, just catch it. What could go wrong? All right, let's bypass all these guys for now because we don't need to fight them. All right, now we can go catch Dratini. Wait, shoot, we can't do that yet. We have to go get the Super Rod. All right, well, time to go this way now. All right, so we got the Super Rod. Now we can fly back to Fuchsia and go catch Dratini. All right, here we go. Super Rod. Okay, Dratini. Please get in the Pokeball. No. Please get in the Pokeball. Please get in the Pokeball. All right. Hey, look at there. Hey, Dratini. It just works. All right. And now let's do some grinding. Right now it has Stab Wrap. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Let's go into the Rocket Hideout here. Let's just try fighting this guy. Just see how it goes. Nice. We're gonna put Altaria in the daycare. Oh, I never got a fresh water. You already know what we're about to do. About to speed the game way up. 11, so it's level 26. Okay. Still just knows those moves. I wanted to learn Slam over Leer. Tell you what, I guess we can go to Rocket Hideout again. Maybe I can fight the guys in here now. This guy has Eradicate, doesn't he? Yes. Maybe I shouldn't have fought this guy. Oh no. Hey, we survived it. I'm wondering if Altaria will be worth it to have on the team. I mean, right now its attack stat is way higher than its special. It's pointless. It's not a good pick. Let's get it up to level 29. Let's get it evolved. Let's let it learn Slam. Let's get it evolved. And then we will cast Judgment upon Altaria. Let's just see what we're at. That's 4. Did I say? I didn't save either. All right, let's see what we got back. Yep, it taught over wrap. When's the last time I saved? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Let's see if we can even fight a Chansey. Throw rocks at the execute. Get out of here. What is up with all the execute, dude? There's Chansey. Alright. See you later. It just wants me to catch it. Luck is not on my side this run. What is Taurus's special? Because that might be what we're using. There's Chansey. I'll take a level 23 Chansey, absolutely. Remember when I couldn't catch a Rhyhorn? That was so funny. Rhyhorn was simply not in the game. Please work. Nope. One of these has eventually got to catch. Just a matter of time. Alright, let's try it. I'm so used to not seeing that animation because of Chansey. I thought it was gonna catch. We got like 4 encounters. Yes! Finally! First try. Yay! Right, so there's the last third of our team, Artaria Jr., the Chansey. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's go fight Erica. She should be relatively easy. We have the special to take her hits, and Razor Leaf on Victory Bell is probably the biggest threat, but it goes down in 4 hits and does barely anything to Kingdra thanks to its tankiness. Next up is Tangela, which really can't do much, and we put Vileplume to sleep for a little bit and chip it away bit by bit to get the win. Artaria Jr. really needs a stronger move, but since I don't have a stronger move right now, I can at least teach it Bide, which actually might go pretty hard on Artaria Jr. We'll see. Tell you what, let's go take on Koga's gym and try it out. Let's do Bide. You would. What? There we go. Hit me. Hit me. Oh, nice crit. Nice. It just works. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best move, but you gotta admit, it's pretty sick when it actually works. Alright, Koga time. My strategy going into Koga is to spam A, and I'm pretty confident it will just work. Coughing does get a poison on Kingdra, but goes down in a few. Muck trolls a bit with Minimize, which is like the first time Koga's ever tried that against me on this channel, like ever? So I was taken aback by that and slightly offended, but we eventually get lucky and it does go down. Coughing 2 is a second coughing, I mean, what more can I say? And Wheezing comes out and immediately uses self-destruct and only takes Artaria Jr. to just under half, which is really funny and kind of sad. But I mean, that's Koga for you, I guess. So Bite is okay, but since we can surf now, we can go get the TM for Fire Blast from Blaine. We're fighting his gym a lot earlier than we normally would, but we get 2 good things from it. One is that TM for Artaria Jr., and the other is the badge boost for the special stat, which will be so nice to have. If you don't know what badge boosting is in Gen 1, there's an article I link in all of my Pokemon Red videos down in the description below that explains it very well. Time to fight Blaine! I send out Dragozolt and he sends out his level 42 Growlithe. Yeah, for some reason, I didn't realize we were that much weaker than him. But oh well, we're here on a mission. Growlithe goes down in 3. Ponyta is annoying with Fire Sprint and takes Dragozolt out, but Kingdra is able to finish it off. Blaine Super Potions turn 1 as he does, letting us have a free Bubble Beam and lowering the speed of Rapidash, allowing another Bubble Beam immediately after, and then Rapidash helps us out by not doing anything else and going down. Arcanine comes out and we no longer outspeed because of the level up, but our Bubble Beam is doing a bit more than its Ember. And then Arcanine just kind of stops playing the game, which is great for us, so we win. And we get the Fire Blast TM that we give to Artaria Jr., getting it a powerful, albeit slightly inaccurate upgrade. Trying to fly back to Sylph, I realized that I haven't been to Saffron yet. I apologize to Team Rocket for keeping them waiting by beating all of them up. Quick check-in on our team. Kingdra is at level 39 and Dragozolt and Artaria Jr. are at level 40, a bit higher than they normally are for Sylph Rival, so let's see how this goes. I lead off with Kingdra and Pidgeot does nothing, letting us take it out. We're not doing a whole lot of damage to Gyarados with Bubble Beam, but it doesn't do a whole lot to Kingdra either, and it goes down after a bit. Growlithe is an easy 2-hit, getting a burn off on Kingdra, which won't affect our damage output, but will tick away at health. Kingdra also levels up, losing any badge boost that we had. I think Gyarados hit a Leer or two. I teach Bite over Water Gun for that flinch chance, and out comes Alakazam, the one I'm worried about. It hits Confusion that actually doesn't do much, and Kingdra crits with Bite, taking a chunk from Alakazam. I decide to go into Bubble Beam to try to get the speed drop, which we do on the second try after Alakazam uses Recover. So now if I was being smart, I could start going for Bite to try for the 10% flinch chance and maybe prevent the recovers, but I don't, and it doesn't matter anyways because Alakazam goes for Disable, letting us knock it out with a crit. Last out is Venusaur, and I swap into Altaria Jr., who tanks that Vine Whip. Fire Blast does just under half, so I try for Pound for accuracy, but it doesn't do enough, which is a little embarrassing, and Rival uses a potion, which is embarrassing for him, and after a little back and forth, Venusaur finally goes down to Pound. And that's Sylve Rival, not too bad really. His main special focus members of his team are in place, so we kind of know what to expect going into the next two fights. Moving on to Giovanni, I'm not going to say he's the equivalent of Bruno for the mid-game in these special moves only runs, but I mean, he's pretty close. We win this fight. That being said, Sabrina is not going to be fun at all, and I'm not fighting any of the trainers in your gym just because they'd be so aggravating. Dracozolt has Thunder Wave and Agility, so I lead with it and paralyze the Kadabra, who goes for Psychic and lowers Dracozolt's special. Alright, that's how this fight's gonna go. Cool. And then a couple turns later, Kadabra disables Thunderbolt. And then Kadabra, I mean, you see it, this happens. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset. Alright, Sabrina time! Again, Dracozolt has Thunder Wave and Agility, so I lead with it and paralyze the Kadabra, who goes for Recover because it's dumb. Then it hits with Psychic and lowers Dracozolt's special. You gotta love it. But luckily, Dracozolt hits a crit turn 2, and Kadabra is finally down. Mr. Mime comes out, Dracozolt gets another crit, but Mr. Mime sets up a light screen, allowing it to live one more turn before going down. Venomoth comes out and honestly doesn't do a whole lot except paralyze Dracozolt, but it's at such low health, it doesn't really matter. I tried Thunderbolt just to see, and it does very little, and Psywave knocks Dracozolt out. Alakazam might be a tank, but I always have a convoluted plan up my sleeve, and by that, I'm putting the Alakazam to sleep and spamming Fire Blast. Fire Blast is taking it out though. Are you serious? That's so cheap. You would use Hyper Potions to try to keep Altaria Jr. from winning, but you can't. You can't keep Altaria Jr. down. It just comes through. I'm shocked. I'm shocked too. We're all shocked here. Sabrina's down, which means we only have Giovanni left, and he should be fairly easy, and yeah, he is. Rhyhorn doesn't quite get knocked out in one, but it's really close. Dugtrio likes to hide, but it really can't do any significant damage to Altaria Jr. Nidoqueen and Nidoking are both fairly easy to take down, and I tried for Bide Swag against Rhydon, forgetting it has two Oko moves, Stomp and Tail Whip, so Stomp being the only move that can actually work with Bide, and it's doing so little, it doesn't matter, so we just resort to the archaic ways of using Fire Blast and Pound, and we get the win. The gym run is finally done. So, I haven't really talked about the Dragon type offensively in this run very much. I really haven't talked about the Dragon type at all. I just kind of started the video. Thank you for sticking around this long. I haven't really talked about the Dragon type offensively in this run very much, and that's because there's not really a whole lot going on with it in Gen 1. So Dragon type moves are super effective against Dragon type Pokemon. We all knew that. But that's it in Gen 1. There's no other weak or resistant Pokemon types to Dragon type moves in these games. So really this run all comes down to using high special and strong moves to outdamage or outlast your opposing Pokemon. Or that's how I thought before going into this rival fight. And I'm not gonna lie, I started doubting the success of this run around this time. Or I guess I shouldn't say success because I mean we all know I'm going to eventually beat the game, spoiler alert I guess. I should say I started doubting the timely success of this run. So Venusaur, you'll remember I foreshadowed something in the very beginning of the video, foreshadowing business about my starter choice being a mistake, and yeah, it was. And we can see why here Venusaur learns growth on level up. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal right now. I just need to outdamage it or knock it out before it can start setting up. But what if I don't get that option? I like planning these runs to a point. There's some things I definitely don't plan for, but you get it. I want a backup for if Venusaur uses growth and gets super tanky. So Venusaur is part poison, so Toxic is out, as are any other poison status moves. The only move we can use to burn is Fire Blast, unless we want to train up a Ponyta or Growlithe from scratch. We could use Haunter here with Hypnosis Nightshade, and really that is probably the best thing I could have possibly done. Bench Kingdra and grab a Ghastly, but in the moment I wanted a solution to the battle we were facing currently. Another small bit of foreshadowing. And that solution is to level up enough where we can just knock out the Venusaur before it can set up. So anyways, with the team at level 45, I face Rival again. Pidgeot is a non-issue, and I'll swap into Altaria Jr. for the Rhyhorn. You'll notice I have Defense Curl on Altaria Jr. That's purely for badge boosting, since the defense stat is almost never used in this run. I get all set up on the Rhyhorn, and his team starts going down pretty easily, and we make it all the way back to the Venusaur. One bad thing about Altaria Jr. is it's part of the fast level up group, meaning it gains levels pretty quick, so badge boosts don't last as long as they would if I set up with Kingdra or Dracozolt. But we ended up not necessarily needing the badge boost because we get the Swag Bide knockout. Let's go! Wasting no time and making it to Indigo Plateau. Our final team is all at level 47. We still have our rare candies if we need them. Let's take on the league. I have a defined strategy for Lorelei. I lead with Dracozolt, trying to lure out a rest from Dugong, and once it goes to sleep, we use Agility to badge boost a little. Then Dracozolt will knock out the Dugong and the Cloyster with hopefully no real issues. Once Slowbro comes out, I'll swap into Kingdra and get a Toxic going. Slowbro can't do a whole lot offensively, but it can stall like crazy with Amnesia, so we'll need Toxic to do any significant damage to it. While that's going on, I swap into Altaria Jr. to start setting up defense curls for badge boosts, and we'll get as many of them as we can. Then it's just a matter of knocking out the rest of her team, Jinx being a 2-hit for Fire Blast, and Lapras being an easy 3-hit with that burn coming in to do a little bit of tick damage. And just like that, Lorelei is down. I did teach Light Screen to Altaria Jr. over Bide. Not sure if that was the best play. Light Screen is of course very powerful in these runs, effectively having the damage done by all moves in the game, but Bide can come in clutch in certain scenarios, so I don't know, we'll see. While Bruno is playing in the background, I do want to bring something up I keep seeing online. A lot of people suggest Light Screen doubles your special stat in Gen 1 when you're hit by a special type move, making your special attacks hit twice as hard. I've tried this both in Speed Choice and the OG Game Boy, and this is unfortunately not true, as my incredibly high quality footage shows here. Water Gun crits turn 1, doing a little over half. I set up Light Screen, Raichu plays nice, it goes for Thunder Shock, and if our special is doubled, we should knock it out easily here, but as you can see, we don't. I also tried this while Staryu was paralyzed just to make sure it didn't all have to happen in one turn, like Raichu didn't have to hit a Thunder Shock while Light Screen was active, and then I moved after Raichu with a special type move. That still produced the same effect. I'm honestly disappointed that this didn't work because I would have loved something as broken as that to be in the game. Anyways, yeah, the Bruno fight, really the only thing to worry about here is Hitmonchan's status effects from his elemental punches, but we don't see a paralyze or a freeze, so we're good, and the rest of his team goes down easy enough. Agatha is up next, and I'll lead off with Altaria Jr. I already have bad feelings about this fight, and I doubt we'll win on the first try, so this is more of a reconnaissance, see where we're at type of fight. So turn 1, Gengar Nightshades us, and we set up a Light Screen. Honestly, and this is more of me looking back than in the moment, Light Screen doesn't really affect Agatha all that much. Of her Gengar and Haunter's moves, only Dream Eater is affected by Light Screen, and actually only 6 total moves on her entire team are affected by Light Screen. The 3 Dream Eaters, Wing Attack on Golbat, and Arbok's Bite and Acid. And its effects are removed by Haze anyways, so there's that. We also lose all our badge boosts to speed with that Haze, so now we're slower than the Golbat, and it immediately confuses Altaria Jr. again. A couple of turns later, a crit Fire Blast finally hits, I set a Light Screen back up, and Agatha swaps Golbat out. And her Gengar chose Violence today, putting Altaria Jr. to sleep after a Nightshade and landing a crit Dream Eater, bypassing Light Screen. You just love to see it. Altaria Jr. ends up going down after a few turns back and forth, and with that, we can't really do anything else but try for a pure offense against Agatha. Toxic doesn't affect any of her team, and Thunderwave might stall us some time, but when we're up against Nightshade, I don't know if we can really bet on that. Kingdra finally manages to knock the Golbat out, but her first Gengar comes back to knock Kingdra out. I really don't think Dracozolt can do anything, but we'll try. We managed to get 3 agilities behind Dracozolt for some badge boost, but will it be enough? We're using a lot of Thunderbolts here, but finally take out the first Gengar. We trade off between really good Confusion luck and really bad Super Potion luck here on Haunter, but finally knock it out. Going into Arbok, we only have 1 Thunderbolt left, which isn't good at all, and I don't even notice it until I use it. Luckily, Arbok has mediocre special, so Swift can do good damage against it. We do get a level up after Arbok, but it doesn't put Dracozolt above 60 HP, meaning 1 Nightshade from her last Gengar, and we'll have to restart the Elite Four run. And that's not exactly what happened, but was there really any hope? So Agatha sucks. Having more power points for Fire Blast might help if we get lucky and don't get put to sleep or confused, or both. Anyways, I don't restart, I just keep those experience points and levels we got, head to Celadon, grab the PP ups for Fire Blast, and I realized I taught over Bide for Light Screen. Bide against Agatha is taking the luck factor to the extreme, since you're hoping Agatha will only use Nightshade, but it is an option. But for now, I just go right back and try the Elite Four again. Lorelei and Bruno go pretty much the same as before, and I use my rare candies here right after Bruno, getting Altaria Jr. to level 53 and the others to level 52. I notice here that Fire Blast is out, and I realize I have no ethers. I don't normally get all of the hidden ethers, elixirs, and all that in these runs, because typically I don't need them. But remember, I used 1 in Mount Moon, and then I normally grabbed this one beside Bill's house, but walked right by it, so that's 2 less than I normally have. And oh boy, this is a little stressful. I only have 3 max ether and 1 elixir. We need Fire Blast for this fight though, so we go ahead and use it before facing Agatha. And yeah, I could go back into the field and grab the ethers and elixirs that I missed, but at this point in the run, I didn't know which ones I missed. So I'd have to go back, retrace my steps, and that didn't really seem like a good use of my time at this point in the run. So we rematch Agatha. This time, instead of wasting time with Light Screen, we go into Defense Curl to badge boost, and after just 2 turns, Gengar puts Altaria Jr. to sleep, confuses her, and then crits Dream Eater, taking her down to just over half health. What a great start to the fight. Altaria Jr. wakes up and hits Fire Blast through the confusion and burns the Gengar in the process, but just when I think we might be done with the first Gengar, it puts Altaria Jr. to sleep again, but only for a turn. Then it tries again and thankfully misses, finally, and as a bit to save on power points, I go into Pound. Agatha trolls with Super Potions and just being Agatha, but we finally knock out the first Gengar. Holy cow, what kind of luck are we seeing today? Altaria Jr. puts in the work with Agatha's Haunter and Golbat, taking them both out with a couple of Fire Blast, and then Arbok comes out, manages to paralyze Altaria Jr. and get her way down in health before Pound takes it out. I was saving Fire Blast for her ace Gengar, but learning Double Edge, it's quite a bit more accurate, and we managed to take Gengar down to half health. Sending out Dracozolt, I think we can actually finish this out now, and after several turns of Agatha just being Agatha, her last Gengar finally goes down, and we can breathe again. Alright, I'm thinking that was the hardest battle of the game, and honestly, it came down to just pure luck. So we might be in the home stretch now, especially with the majority of Lance's team being weak to dragons, so let's do this. I send out Dracozolt to lead against his Gyarados, and this might be the strongest member of his team. I go ahead and paralyze it, then set up 2 agilities before Hydro Pump takes Dracozolt down too much chance anymore. We hit a Thunderbolt, Gyarados uses Leer, helping us out just a little bit more with those badge boosts. Thunderbolt hits again, Gyarados misses a Hyper Beam, and the last Thunderbolt knocks it out. We're not done with the run yet, but we are really close. Dragonair 1 and 2 both go down to a crit Thunderbolt, Aerodactyl comes out, and Swift does like a 6th? And it misses a Hyper Beam, thankfully. The next Swift takes it down to just over half, and it crits with a Bite, taking Dracozolt way down in the red, and the next Bite takes Dracozolt out. We still have 2 team members though, so we're looking pretty good. Kingdra tanks that crit Hyper Beam like a champ, hits Bubble Beam to take Aerodactyl to a sliver, and I knew we were saving Quick Attack for a reason. Dragonite comes out and its stab Hyper Beam does just 102 HP in damage to Kingdra. I ran some damage calculators while editing this and is doing less damage now that Hyper Beam is Dragon type because its special stat just isn't as good as its attack stat, so I guess it's okay that we didn't keep that Dratini. Anyways, I immediately hit back with the Toxic. Not sure if it'll make a difference, but it's better to get Toxic going early in the battle than later. Bubble Beam does some good damage over the next few turns as Dragonite doesn't really do anything, and Lance is down. It's good to know and kind of funny that Dragonite and Dragonair having Dragon-type moves is somewhat of a nerf. Anyways, it's time for the last battle of the run. We've pretty much fought this same team earlier before the league, so let's see if we can finish this one out. Long time coming. Champion fight. Pidgeot, let's try to lower its speed. All right, we do outspeed it now, and then we'll just start going for bite to try to flinch it. Alduin, you're going down today. Sky attack was delayed a little bit there. That's interesting. All right, and quick attack to finish it off. Okay, cool. Alakazam, let's go ahead and toxic it. That scared me. I was very afraid that crit psychic was going to knock me out. All right, so toxic's going. We don't really care if it recovers now. Let's swap into... I forgot that Alakazam comes out so early. Let's swap into Altaria Jr. here, and we're gonna set up a light screen and start doing defense curls. Oh, look how less damage that Psybeam's doing now. If it does get a crit, that hurts, but we can still be setting up with defense curls. All right, Alakazam is down. Now the rest of his team is just gonna go down. I say that, but. I put too much confidence in Altaria Jr. Oh well. We did get that burn off. Alright, double edge, finish it off. Arcanine. Let's see how much a Fire Blast does. Gonna miss. Alright, we need to save some Fire Blast for Venusaur, I think. Alright, and Venusaur. Let's try to get a burn off just for some chip damage. Nice, got the burn off. Alright, and swap into Dracozolt. Down to our last Pokemon. He's down to his last Pokemon. That crit hurt. Oh no, not a full restore. No, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay, Thunderbolt's doing nothing. Ah, no. Wow. And I have to reset because we have no more PowerPoint restoring items. That sucks. Venusaur having growth is awful. And what's even scarier, those Razor Leafs weren't boosted by growth since they crit. Those were just regular Razor Leafs. Raising up the team to level 48, I opt to not learn Light Screen over Bide. Really, Light Screen didn't help out too much in the Elite Four, and we might be able to use Bide against Agatha if we get super lucky. Lorelei is a bit more interesting this round, Altaria Jr. winning by doing nothing. Bruno is easy as always, and Bide actually works against Agatha's first Gengar, and we managed to get the win. But we lose to Lance because of confusion. I didn't use any PowerPoint restoring items that run since I'm trying to level up to champion, so we're good on that, and we can just go right back in. On the fourth try of the league though, Agatha goes even worse than any of the previous attempts. Like, just look at this battle. I'm getting flashbacks watching it, and I get so incredibly frustrated that I reset! Yay! So we lost that experience and go right back in. I'm going to jump ahead a bit just to save you the struggle of watching so many losses. I ended up losing one more time to Agatha. I never did lose again to Lance, but I lost against Champion 2 more times. I was at a loss. At this point, yeah, it's just a matter of time because we'll level up as we keep trying. But I was getting pretty mad at all the bad luck and at Venusaur being such a wall. And we're kind of running out of money to buy healing items. I mean, look at me. I'm so angry. We've been at the Elite Four for almost an hour, way longer than any other run, and I'm ready to be done. But finally, after so long and so many bad fights, I get this run. Oh, man. I have no words. That run sucked. So that was Pokemon Red, but every move is Dragon type. It's finally over. Did the Dragon type have anything to do with how bad the Elite Four split was? Probably not. It made Lance easier, if anything. The rest can be attributed to bad luck, poor item management, and Rivals Venusaur. That being said, I don't normally do this, but I will be trying this run again in the future. Probably not anytime soon, but just be on the lookout for it. Now, up next in the Pokemon series, July 4th is coming up, and you know what that means. We'll be doing a new Pokemon Red, White, and Blue run. If you don't know what that is, I'll be taking every Pokemon and move in the game and changing them randomly to 3 red, white, and blue types, or close to red, white, and you'll see. Hope you're looking forward to that. And then after July 4th, I plan on doing a new challenge run that ought to be some fun, and then do some more work on Pokemon Sokyo version. So be sure to subscribe and ding the bell below, just so you don't miss out on any of those videos. If you've made it this far, sincerely, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you for sticking around this long into a video that's had so many ups and downs, mainly downs. Thank you. All that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Dragon D's foreshadowing.